What is up, guys? Maniac here, and welcome to another video. This one is gonna be welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Strategies. Today we are taking a break from those goddamn magazines to talk about companions, because whether or not companions are pretty good for the game. So yeah, sorry about that. I probably should have done this before I started. Give me a moment. I had to take care of some stuff. It was pretty quick. So welcome to my favorite part of this video, or this part of the series where I talk about companions, because I love companions so much. Now I do want to say some of these companions do certain things more useful. Some of them are romanceable. Some of them are they give you stuff. Some of them and some of them have personal quests. I will be going over those who have quests. I'm gonna go over what some of these companions like, dislikes, where you can find them. I'm not gonna go over like the hit points of these people, because some of these are just pretty straightforward. Some reason one of them has like the least of them all. But whatever. If they have any special uses, I will talk about those too. And I'm going to talk about them in order, so I'm not starting with my favorites and then going down to my least favorites. So, yeah. So, the first one is Kate. And I will be going over all DLC companions, but, I will leave like a little warning, like if you don't have all the DLCs, then stop here, unless you want to know about some of these DLC companions. But for now, here we are. So the first one, and my least favorite one, is Kate. You can find her at the combat zone, and you just have to ask her to join after clearing the combat zone. If for some reason you guys want to know also show special stats in case you guys care at all. Her special stats are 5 strength, 10 perception, 7 endurance, 7 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, and 7 luck. She has a personal quest, benign intervention, which I'll talk about in a moment. Her perk is trigger rush. Now this one is pretty weird, because for whatever reason, whatever shows up on the game is completely different from what it actually does. It says here, the official description is the player character's action points regenerate plus 25% faster if the hit points value is below 25% of its maximum. That's what it says. But what it actually does, when the player character's action points are below 25% points, the action points actually regenerate 50% faster, which makes this perk a good way to recover those first few action points much faster if one regularly wants to have action points regardless of how much health. So yeah, that's actually pretty good now that I think about it. I never actually knew what this did. Because I knew something was wrong with this, but I always forgot what it does, and reading it out loud, that's actually pretty good. So Kate's likes are pretty weird. Usually with some of these characters, they kind of base their likes based off of like certain good people, like Paladin Dance has his likes based off if you fall in line with Brotherhood of Steel Orders, Preston Garvey if you're nice to people, Piper Nick if you're nice to people. But this one, she barely likes anything. So all these companions have like their own set of like permanent, like never-ending like stuff. So that way, like, even if you don't meet these criteria, there are still ways to up your affinity with them. Or I guess they would be called like constant like affinity points. Or I guess not specific like stuff. Such as her likes letting someone take power armor, successfully picking locks, using chems before completing her personal quest, using Addictol after completing her personal quest, only if currently addicted to something. So after her personal quest, if you couldn't tell what a personal quest is, if you become addicted with someone else and then use her for Addict Hall, that would be pretty good, which I don't think you should do, because her personal quest is pretty late in your adventures with her. Hard liquor uses before completing her personal quest becomes indifferent with it. Threats, violence, and being mean, and my personal favorite, a naked soul survival. This triggers more often with sprinting, and I've noticed that fast traveling also works. So yeah, selfish actions such as asking for or trying to increase rewards. Criminal behavior such as lockpicking, choosing not to join the Brotherhood of Steel. Basically, like, she's not into any of the factions. I heard she's fine with the Brotherhood of Steel, but I don't know. Giving Mama Murphy chems before her personal quest. Now we are gonna go over. Oh, and does she love anything? Not recurring stuff. So yeah. So we're gonna go over dislikes. Trying to find one that is dislikes using chems after her personal quest. Speech options that avoid fighting. Helping the railroad. Helping the homeless, settlers, or farmers. Helping the Institute. So basically, if you couldn't tell, she's a complete bitch. That's why I don't like her. I hate being assholes to people. Cannibalism. Murdering non-hostile targets. Murder and cannibalism seem to be the two most common things that people don't like. Well, I guess that would make sense. If you're traveling around with a cannibal, you wouldn't really like that. Them eating in front of you. Persuading Mama Murphy to stop using chems before her personal quest. Agreeing to find chems for Mama Murphy after her personal quest. That's pretty much it. So these are some of the ones that kind of give you an idea as to what's going on. Hates flirting with other characters if she's traveling with the soul survivor and they are in a romance with her. So basically, Magnolia, or if you plan to romance like Piper or Paladin Dance in her presence with her as a companion, she will hate that. So yeah, calling Hancock a junkie before and after her personal quest. This one kind of makes sense, given her backstory. Selling Billy to Bullet. Yeah, she also hates killing Brooks. But she has the least amount of hates I have ever seen. Flirting with other characters if she's traveling with the soul survivor and they are in a romance with her. Intimidating Trudy to pay Wolfgang. Telling Miss Edna that children need love to learn. Selling Billy to Bullet. Calling Hancock a junkie before and after her personal quest. So just calling him a junkie altogether. Killing Deacon Buddy and killing Brooks. I feel like killing Brooks is a weird one for her, considering the fact that, spoiler alert, Brooks is a synth. Well, no, I'm not giving spoilers. This game came out years ago. Or, more than 2 years ago. I don't care. Brooks is an institute, or a synth, so you would think that she would like that, but whatever. Yeah, so Kate pretty much doesn't like anything. But I feel like Kate kind of falls in line with Piper's constant likes, which is lockpicking, which is the only redeemable thing about her. I am not gonna lie. So yeah, she has a personal quest, Benign Intervention, where, if you guys couldn't tell from all the likes and dislikes I mentioned, where she wants to get herself clean. She's I'll try and keep this story pretty short, but essentially she had a terrible life. She had a terrible childhood growing up, so she used drugs and alcohol to keep her steady from thinking of the terrible stuff that happened to her and the terrible stuff she did. But that kind of fucked her up in a way, so now she's addicted and she's relying on that stuff. So you have to go to Vault 95 to clean herself up, which is why after her personal quest, she hates you taking chems and getting addicted. And she's indifferent with booze because I don't really think booze just fucked her up, but she'll enjoy a nice drink every now and then, but she hates you taking chems around her. And she'll lockpick stuff for you. But the reason I don't like Kate is, aside from the fact that she hates everything, is because lockpicking doesn't work 100% of the time. Like, she's not successful 100% of the time, just like one of the other companions isn't 100% all the time. So yeah, next is Codsworth. Ask him to join after visiting Concord in the quest Out of Time. He has 9 strength, 10 perception, 7 endurance, 7 charisma, 16 intelligence, 10 agility, and 7 luck. His perk is Robot Sympathy, which I think increases damage to robots. The player character gains plus 10 damage resistance against robots, energy attacks, and other mechanical devices. There. Yeah, let me go to Codsworth, see what he likes. Codsworth is among one of the characters I advise doing if you're playing a Minuteman General. Because usually with Minuteman Generals, you more likely you'll probably want to do like what you'll probably want to be nice to people's, and he's one of those. His common likes or his never-ending likes include responsible and lawful acts, helping others, dialogue that shows a focus on family, prevention of unnecessary deaths. So basically, and you'll try, prevention of unnecessary deaths, basically ending fights when needed, or when told to. He loves crafting new modifications, changing weapon modifications, crafting new armor modifications, crafting new power armor modifications. So he's pretty good to have as a companion if you love modify. If you have an obsessive with modifying weapons and armors and whatnot. Dislikes: asking for more money in many quests, being dishonest in dialogue. Litter from abandoned dropped items. This one says, I've seen this one, but I've never really come across it. It doesn't show anything about it not showing up, so I doubt that, he has a problem with littering. Drug usage and other irresponsible actions. So yeah, he hates pickpocketing and stealing and murder. It doesn't show and stealing owned items. It also says claiming Starlight Drive-In as a raider outpost, but that one seems so specific that I don't know why that one as a whole is for a raider outpost. Like, it doesn't show like any other raider. Like, it just specifies that taking that one, that taking over Starlight Drive-In, just that one, is used as a raider outpost, and obviously stealing owned stuff. So yeah, so he's pretty kind-hearted. He's one of the few companions I enjoy having as around with my Minuteman character, even though I barely use him. So pretty straightforward. He doesn't have any personal quest, but he does give you purified water, and he is not a romanceable option. Can you imagine that, though? Codsworth being a romanceable. That would be weird. Having your own personal robot butler be a romanceable option. Oh, and if it wasn't obvious, Kate is a romanceable option also. So, yeah. Next is Kiri. Found in Vault 81. You have to complete the quest Hole in the Wall. She goes through 2 different stages. Her synth half of her is 5 strength, 4 perception, 4 endurance, 4 charisma, 11 intelligence, 4 agility, and 4 luck. I could have sworn I thought it was 4 across the board, but whatever. And her Miss Nanny form is 4 strength, 4 perception, 4 endurance, 4 charisma, 11 intelligence, 4 agility, and 4 luck. Which is weird. Hold on. 11 intelligence, 4 agility, 4 luck. I just want to make sure I didn't say 4 intelligence, because There's a lot of 4s in there. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, she has her own personal quest, emergent behavior, combat medic. Her her companion perk is combat medic, which for once a day, the player character can heal 100 hit points if their current number hits below 10%. She is a romanceable option, and she does gift you stim packs. And unlike Codsworth where it says 1 purified water, I doubt it's just 1 stim pack. So yeah, this one's she's pretty good. I haven't used her at all. And her emergent behavior, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I went through 2 different ones, which was Miss Nanny and Synth, is that she just wants to be a synth. Pretty straightforward to advance her or to advance research and science. But what's weird is, well, Kate gives you her personal quest after the 3rd dialogue option with her. Kiri just gives it to you after the 1st dialogue option. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure her likes are pretty much the same as Codsworth and the rest of these kind-hearted characters. She is romanceable, so which is interesting to think about because all of the females in this game, if we're not including DLCs, is romanceable. Kate, Kiri, and Piper are all romanceable options. She likes selfless acts and being supportive of others, trying to resolve things peacefully in dialogue. So yeah, she's pretty much similar to Codsworth and Valentine and Piper, except her weird thing is showing appreciation for robots. Which is weird. She also likes joining the Brotherhood of Steel. I think she's the only companion that is fine with joining the Brotherhood of Steel because, well, Paladin Dance doesn't have any likes until after the Pridwin stuff, but whatever. Trying to think what else. Giving Vault-Tec rep a home at Sanctuary. Let's see. So yeah, very kind, very nice, kind acts. Let's see what else. She has a lot of loves. Choosing optimistic dialogue or choosing optimistic / hopeful dialogue options during Piper's interview. So she doesn't have a standard thing that she loves like Codsworth. So yeah. Dislikes asking for an increased reward for quests from people in need, except in the pristine Deathclaw egg delivery quest, where she likes it if the player asks for an increased reward. Raising reward for a mercenary non-violent job won't have a negative reaction from Kiri. So, if you're a mercenary that's doing non-violent jobs and you increase reward, then she doesn't care. Unwarranted violence and stealing. Yeah. Becoming addicted to her chem. Sure, I guess. She doesn't hate it. She just dislikes it. Hates committing murder. That's this one's pretty interesting. She hates provoking settlers, including Diamond City residents, into attacking the sole survivor. So much so, she will instantly leave and become hostile immediately. Who knew? Shit's pretty cool. Although I've seen it happen before, not with me, but whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for Kiri. I need to do something real quick. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the recording. Give me a moment. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys know right now. My mom started a text conversation with me, so every now and then I would pause just so I can respond to text from her. So if you see jump cuts all over the place, just know that's why. All right. I'm not here just because I'm doing something stupid. So yeah. I'm really enjoying this just because it's fun. All right, next is Paladin Dance. He can be found at the Cambridge police station, but he will become. But if, but as a companion, you will find him at the Pridwin after Shadow of Steel. Upon receiving the quest Tour of Duty, he has 5 strength, 10 perception, 8 endurance, 6 charisma, 8 intelligence, 10 agility, and 7 luck. I'm assuming this is off of. I'm assuming this doesn't include power armor because power armor increases strength. He has a personal quest called Blind Betrayal. Again, I don't care about spoilers, so if that is spoilers for you, shut up. I don't care. The game came out years ago. You could easily search it up. He has the perk Know Your Enemy, and he is a romanceable option. I'll go and tell you right now, Blind Betrayal is pretty much a straightforward. Not only is it a pretty straightforward quest, but it's the only one that you would have to go through if you choose not to do Kate, if you choose not to max affinity with Kate, Kiri, Mccready, or Nick Valentine. He's the only one you would have to go through if you choose to do the Brotherhood of Steel questline, of course. Because after you invade the Institute, you learn of the fact that Dance is a synth, and so Eldermax sends you to kill him. Or you can save him, obviously, because he is a romanceable option. So yeah, Paladin Dance is a synth. The second synth that you get to romance. The second and only. And that is the last of the synths that you get to romance. A male and a female. Although people want to romance Nick Valentine. I don't know if they're serious or if they're playing on to a joke. If they're serious, why? I don't get it. Paladin Dance's perk is Know Your Enemy, which once you reach max affinity with him, the player character deals 20% more damage against ghouls, supermutants, and synths. Now, if you do plan on getting the peaceful ending among all 3 factions, basically where you have to destroy the Institute with the Minutemen, I highly advise you get this before signing with the Minutemen or Railroad, or in this case, if you choose to do it peacefully. Now you can get this by siding with the Railroad, but you need to make sure to get this. But you need to make sure that you blow up the Institute with the Railroad before completing this. Otherwise, this perk becomes missing. But do keep in mind he will turn hostile. But if he dies, you still keep this for whatever reason. But hey, it's like a little nice reminder of what you did for Paladin Dance. You saved him so you can murder him again. And you do have to save him, because otherwise you have to kill him, or Elder Maxim will kill him. And Scribe Halen would be pissed off. So, yeah. This one's pretty straightforward. I find it funny on how it does damage to synths, even though at this point, by the time you get this quest, or by the time you get this perk, you learn he's a synth anyways. Whatever. What's my... Sorry, I had to see my dirty fingers. Hold on, give me a moment. Alright. I'm back. A lot of cuts. This is like the most cuts I had to do in one video. So yeah. Yeah, Paladin Dance. Pretty good companion. I do use a mod to where he becomes friendly with the Brotherhood of Steel because I don't want to use Kate. Kate is another option that you can use when playing the Brotherhood of Steel, but if it's not obvious, I don't like Kate at all, so I just choose to use Paladin Dance instead and use mods to make it happen. It's not lore friendly, but it's whatever, you know. Next is Deacon. He can be found at the Railroad HQ, complete tradecraft, and join the Railroad. He has 5 strength, 10 perception, 7 endurance, 9 charisma, 8 intelligence, 10 agility, and 8 luck. He doesn't have a personal quest, but he has a perk called Cloak and Dagger, and he is not a romanceable option, which at first I was like, that's kind of a good thing, but then now I'm like, I kind of wish he was. I wish he was. But whatever. Oh yeah, I've got to go over Paladin Dance's likes. His is pretty straightforward. He loves it when you're positive with the Brotherhood of Steel. especially before even even after learning that he's a synth. He dislikes giving Virgil the serum, positive conversation with ghouls, using bribes in dialogue, using chems, cannibalism, and attacking non-hostiles, sarcastic remarks, picking an own lock. For some reason, digging up. He dislikes digging up Shem Drown for some reason, but whatever. He hates murder, and mostly being really positive to ghouls. Returning the Deathclaw egg. Um, accepting Pikmin's gift. I know I said I want to go over like the quest stuff, but whatever. So yeah, that's the stuff he dislikes. Probably I start with dislikes first, but whatever. He likes completing repeatable Brotherhood quests, entering power armor, off boarding a vertibird they have called in, offering to help settlers for the Minutemen, making reasonable dialogue choices. It said quotation. It had quotations in there. So yeah. Threatening Finn refers to arriving a good neighbor. Uses be sarcastic to Finn when first entering good neighbor. I don't know why. But whatever. Agreeing to be the general of the Minutemen, which is weird. He loves doing anything negative towards Superman. Says is convincing Virgil he needs to die. Crafting weapon armor or power armor upgrades. Let's see. Accepting public knowledge quests from Daisy, which is weird because Daisy's a ghoul. So you're basically agreeing to help out Daisy, but whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, a lot of basic. Asking for caps after completing Boston After Dark. So yeah, he loves that for some reason. I'm not sure why. I guess it is the railroad. So yeah. Next, we go back to Deacon. Deacon has the Cloak and Dagger perk. Which is the player gains plus 20 sneak attack damage, and the duration of effects of stealth boys is increased by 40%. Although there is a note here that says sneak attack damage listed is rather misleading. It seems to be 20% of default sneak attack damage, resulting in 40% increase on top of the ninja perk effect if the player has it. Result is then multiplied by the Mr. Sandman perk effect if it is applicable. Example, no perks other than Cloak and Dagger. Sneak attacks will do 2.4 times damage with the ranged weapon or 3.6 times with the melee weapon. Ninja rank 3, no Mr. Sandman. Sneak attacks do 4.2 times damage. Ninja rank 3, Mr. Sandman rank 3. Silence weapons, sneak attacks do 5.25 damage rounded up to 5.3 in game message. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Deacon is like the most boring one ever. He doesn't have a personal quest. He doesn't give you anything, and he's not romanceable. He's pretty straightforward. He's almost kind of like Dogmeat, although Dogmeat has something useful. Yeah, Deacon's a confusing one. I've noticed that over time he's become very confusing. He likes lockpicking and hacking terminals, so he's a lot better with likes. Promising to help people using a stim pack on Dogmeat, resolving conflicts peacefully, helping and speaking positively about sense, agreeing or disagreeing to take the shot from Tinker Tom. Let's see what else. If there's any. No, a lot of these are just quest specific. Yeah, so a lot of these are just quest specific. Let me see if there's one that isn't. Sparing Dance and Blind Betrayal, telling Dance no when asked to join at the end of Call to Arms because he's Brotherhood of Steel. He doesn't like Brotherhood of Steel. joining the railroad after completing a tradecraft, calling yourself Whisper when Desdemona asks for your nickname at the end of the quest tradecraft, telling Desdemona about missing glory. So yeah, a lot of these are just railroad specific stuff, which makes sense. Completing open season, killing the hubbologist by inserting a fourth fusion core at the end of Trip to the Stars. This appears to conflict with the fact that he likes keeping them alive, possibly due to an oversight in development. Who knew, right? Yeah. Deacon is a confirmed alias. His true name is never revealed. Cool. I just read a random fact. So yeah, Deacon is pretty good. He has a sniper, which is awesome. But it doesn't have a silencer on it, which you would think for someone like Deacon he would have. But no. Next, we move on to a pretty straightforward companion, Dogmeat. 4 strength, 14 perception, 4 endurance, 4 charisma, 8 intelligence, 14 agility, 4 luck. His perk, he doesn't have one, but the attack dog perk is affected by it. Affects him. So I will go over this, and then once I go over perks in a later video, I'll talk about it again. So yeah, you do need 4 charisma to level them up. So from level 4, you just need to level 1. Your faithful canine companion can hold an enemy, giving you a greater chance to hit them in VATS. So that's it. Rank 2 at level 9. When your dog holds an enemy, there's a chance he will cripple the limb he's biting. Rank 3, level 25. When your dog holds an enemy, there's a chance he'll cause them to bleed. And then rank 4, level 31, which you get with the Nuka World DLC for some reason. When adventuring with your dog, you take 10% less damage. And what's awesome about this one is this one works well with the Lone Wanderer, because for whatever reason, Dogmeat doesn't affect the Lone Wanderer perk. Meaning you can still have the Lone Wanderer, you can have the Lone Wanderer perk and still reap the benefits of that with Dogmeat and this. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, Dogmeat doesn't really like or dislike anything. He's the only companion that you cannot lose at all. Well, except maybe Ada and stuff. Ada and the Automatrons, but that's DLC stuff. Next is Hancock. He can be found at the old State House. Oh, by the way, Dogmeat, in case you didn't know, he can be found at Red Rocket Truck Stop. John Hancock can be found in an old State House and Good Neighbor. Ask him to join after playing the Big Dig. If started with Bobby No-Nos after completing recruiting Hancock. He has 5 strength, 10 perception, 8 endurance, 9 charisma, 14 intelligence, 10 agility, and 8 luck. He gives you... Oh, by the way, Dogmeat's effect is that he can find items and enemies. So yeah. And obviously Dogmeat isn't romanceable, which is a good thing, because that would ruin that game entirely. Hancock is romanceable. He has a perk called Isodoped, and he gives you chems. Isodoped is a pretty interesting one if you are doing like a Children of Adam character, because the player's critical hit values, or the player character's critical hit value increases plus 20% faster if the player character has 250 radiation value. This equates to 25% of the player's maximum health being filled by radiation damage in order to activate the perk. And this becomes pretty useless if you have solar powered, because otherwise you won't be able to take advantage of this. So yeah, just keep that in mind. He does give you chem. He is surprisingly he is very similar to Nick Valentine and Piper in terms of likes and dislikes, which is pretty weird. Granted, not exactly. I think Nick Valentine and Piper are the only people who have very, very, very extremely similar like it's almost a mirror of each other. So yeah, he likes using chem use and addiction, giving others chems, nudity, kind of like Kate, asking people what they need, harm/cruelty to those who rightfully deserve it. He's very prominent in the Silver Shroud quest. So if you do that and you have him as a companion, definitely take advantage of that. He does like joining the Minutemen, which is I think is the only one that he likes. He loves defending the innocent. I don't know what that means, but whatever. And that's pretty much it. He does like joining the. I think he likes joining the railroad, but it doesn't show it on here. He dislikes stealing, cruelty towards those who he thinks don't deserve it. Yeah, so he hates joining the Brotherhood, stealing, joining the or he dislikes it. He doesn't hate it. Hates just like the rest of these romanceable options, flirting with others while in a romantic relationship with him, and murder of the innocents. So yeah, killing any of the Atom Cats. That one is very, very specific. I don't know his relation to the Atom Cats if he is one. It says killing Jake Finch even if he becomes hostile. So yeah. So yeah, Hancock's alright. I haven't used him because he has a terrible weapon. The more I do this, the more I want to go through this pretty quickly to get to my favorite one. I'm almost there though. I have like 2 more to go and then we'll be at my favorite. So yeah, next is Robert Mccready, who you may know if you play Fallout 3. He is the mayor of Little Lamplight. He can be found in the 3rd rail in Good Neighbor. What was that? Oh, that's probably. Give me a moment. So yeah, so can I just say you guys are so lucky I have to stop recording whenever I have to text my mom something, because you guys get to see, you guys lose out on the most unpleasant profile of me. It's like my double chin shows. So yeah, Robert Mccready. Hire him for 250 caps or 200 caps with an easy speech check. Robert Mccready is the real deal here. Let me tell you. He has 5 strength, 10 perception, 9 endurance, 7 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, 8 luck. He has a personal quest, companion perk. Obviously, he's romanceable. He gives you ammo, and he steals things from people. He is the biggest worth it companion ever. So yeah, he's pretty amazing. I don't like using Mccready just because his quest is so long. Because essentially what happens is if you reach affinity with him, the first time he'll want to kill the 2 people that are Barnes and Winlock at the Mass Pike interchange, but that doesn't end because you still keep it, but you have to keep traveling with Mccready. And then eventually you learn that you have to do medtech research with him, and then you have to keep traveling with him some more. Which you would think that this is like the last part of the quest, but as it turns out, the whole the Barnes and Winlock part is the first set of affinity quest. And then I think the medtech research is 2nd or 3rd. So this is like the most dumbest quest ever. And I've seen some terrible ones. Next is Kill Shot, which is a pretty useful perk. The player character has 20% greater chance to hit an enemy's head in VATS. Originally, after patch 1.3 or before patch 1.3, the original version of this perk granted 2,000% increased accuracy, resulting in 95% headshots at almost all times. It has since been corrected as of patch 1.3. So yeah, if you want to enjoy this perk even more, just uninstall 1.3 patch. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward there, and overall, I just think Mccready is a really interesting companion. He does give you ammo, and he does steal items undetected. I don't know how true that is. So yeah, his likes and dislikes, I'm pretty sure, are pretty much the same. He has a pretty weird one. He's pretty weird. Let me see. Oh, I have to go through all this stuff from. Alright, so he likes mercenary behavior such as asking for more money to do a quest. Criminal actions such as stealing or lockpicking owned doors and containers. Refusing to clear out the Diamond City Reservoir for Shane Kowalski doubles. If the Soul Survivor asks for money, then he refuses to work. Sarcastic, threatening, or cynical responses, unless these are made towards friendly ghouls, because he is from Good Neighbor. He likes joining the Minutemen. This is the weird one. Helping out children or parents. I understand he's a dad himself, so that one just seems weird. I don't like using him. He's pretty good, but I don't like using him because he's very cynical. I think that's the word for it. Such as in this case, telling Piper make them pay during her interview. I'm telling Piper they've been too busy blowing things up during her interview. No, I'm good. I don't want that. Dislikes moral high ground, appealing to others' good nature, addictive use or addictive chem use if in a romantic relationship with him. Chem use not related to addiction provokes no reaction. So yeah, you can use chems that aren't addictive, even if you romance him. Same in Pikmin from the Raiders for whatever reason. Hates getting caught committing crimes, resorting to violence unprovoked. Flirting with non-companion NPCs while in a relationship with him. Obviously, a lot of these romanceable companions hates flirting with other companions or flirting with other NPCs. So yeah, next we move on to Nick Valentine. So Nick Valentine, probably one of my second favorite. I think he's my second favorite companion in this game. He can be found at Vault 114 when you save him, but he can be found in Diamond City if you don't give him a specific settlement. I should have said that these people would be found in these specific locations if you don't send them to a specific settlement. Preferably his office. He will go to his office because Piper Wright also goes to Diamond City, but it's not specific as to which one, so I'm saying. Nick Valentine goes to his office in Diamond City if you don't give him a certain quest or a certain settlement to go to. You get him after completing the quest, getting a clue. He has 5 strength, 10 perception, 8 endurance, 8 charisma, 16 intelligence, 10 agility, and 8 luck. He has a personal quest, Long Time Coming, which is pretty straightforward. You have to find stuff for Eddie Winter and then kill him there. He has a perk, the most useless perk ever, Close to Metal. He's not romanceable, and he's good at hacking. Like Kate's lockpick, though, it is not a guaranteed chance that he will successfully hack stuff. Close to Metal is a pretty useless one. It decreases the amount of times it decreases the time that you are locked out of a terminal, and you get an extra hack attempt, which is not good, especially considering the fact that you can just get the science bobblehead, which doesn't stack on top of it. So pretty close. Nick Valentine's likes and dislikes are almost exactly similar to, or are exactly similar. Is exactly similar to Piper's. And since I'm getting impatient, let's move on to the next one. Piper. If you guys don't know why I'm impatient, it's because Piper's like my all-time favorite companion. She can be found, if not sent to a certain settlement, she will go to Diamond City, preferably her office. Complete story of the century or during dangerous minds. She has 5 strength, 10 perception, 7 endurance, 10 charisma, 8 intelligence, 10 agility, and 8 luck. She is 10 across the board in every sense of the way. Preferably intelligence, charisma, and agility, which I'm not surprised that charisma is 10 for her because of her perk, Gift of Gab. She doesn't have her. It says she doesn't have her personal quest, but I consider Story of the Century her personal quest. Her Gift of Gab, I don't know the exact specifics. I did talk about it in a video. It doubles the XP value when persuading other people or discovering new places. It says plus 100% XP bonus for successful charisma checks and discovering new locations. So yeah, in case you guys are wanting specifics, plus 100% stuff. She gives you sweets, and she is a romanceable option. The only thing that would make her better is if she had like an ability for something. So yeah, I love Piper so much. I'm like freaking out right now, and I'm turning red, not because it's hot in here, even though it is fucking hot in here. Oh gosh. Okay, something was playing for a moment. I got scared. So I am going over Piper's likes, but this is pretty much the same thing for Nick Valentine, I learned. Helping innocent civilians, successfully picking unknown locks, although Nick is hacking as opposed to unknown locks. Joining the Minutemen, trying to avoid violence in dialogue. Let's see. So she likes that stuff. By the way, I do want to mention the quest Confidence Man works wonders for these sort of nice people, such as Piper, Nick, Preston, Codsworth, and all that. So definitely, if you do want to max your affinity with someone like Preston or Nick, definitely use that. Definitely do this. Loves killing the super mutants outside of Diamond City, even though I've never come across that at all. With Piper, probably because I've done it before. Demanding that McDonough stand trial during the climax of Quest in Sheep's Clothing. Stopping to give Danny Sullivan a stim pack before confronting McDonough in Sheep's Clothing. That is a weird sentence to say because there's 2 N's in there. Yeah, and if it's not obvious as to what Piper dislikes, well, then you are slow as hell. Picking owned locks and stealing. Imitating, bribing, or demanding caps from people. Joining the Brotherhood of Steel at the end of Call to Arms. Just being mean to Sins, giving chems to Mama Murphy, gaining entry to Covenant. I'm not sure why, but you don't question the goddess that is. I'm sorry you had to hear that. Eating corpses. Helping the Institute. She dislikes it. I'm surprised she doesn't hate it, but whatever. Let's see here. This one is something I would never do in Piper's presence. Flirting with other characters if she's traveling with the sole survivor and they are in a relationship with her. It says they are in a romance with her, but I feel like relationship just works. Murder, because, why not? Convincing Virgil to commit suicide. Leaving Danny Sullivan to die, because, if you're traveling with Piper, why the fuck would you do that, right? So yeah, that is Piper, the almighty goddess herself. I'm gonna keep that joke going that Piper is a goddess. Because a lot of people don't like Piper, so I'm just gonna say that to bother people. I need to get a few things, so I'm gonna pause right quick. Alright, sorry, I had to charge my phone and had to get a fan. It is hot in here. For some reason it got hotter. I didn't notice it got hotter until I was getting close to Piper. And then at this point, I just tried to rush to get to Piper because once I finished with Piper, I could have just gone all that stuff. So yeah, find it funny. It got hotter once I started talking to Piper. Talking about, no, I'm kidding. So next is Preston. We are close to the end of the Fallout 4 stuff, or main deals, or non-DLC stuff. Preston Garvey can be found at the Museum of Freedom and Sanctuary after when Freedom calls. You have to do it by completing the first step. He has 5 strength, 10 perception, 7 endurance, 9 charisma, 8 intelligence, 10 agility, and 8 luck. He doesn't have a personal quest, but he does have United We Stand, and he gives you Radiant quests. Fuck, that is the worst. That is the worst gift ever. And Piper gives sweets. Sweets are like another useless thing to have. Look, I'm not gonna come out and say that Piper's perfect, even though I did call her a goddess. Yeah, never mind. But you can't go wrong with sweets, even though Radiant quests just give you XP, so who cares? And if I start shaking from time to time, it's because it's getting cold also, but I'd rather be cold than hot. So yeah, United We Stand is very similar to Know Your Enemy, where it's pretty useful. The character's damage resistance is increased by 20 points. And the player character deals 20 damage when outnumbered at least 3-1. Because it makes sense, because when running with companions, it would be a 3-2 battle, but which if it was lowered to 2, that would just make sense, because then you're no longer outnumbered, you're just numbered, you know. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, his like pretty similar to Piper's and Nick's. I'm just gonna keep saying Piper first for the rest of this video if necessary, because I'm already hating the fact that I had to go through Piper. Or to get past Piper. By the way, I find it funny. He is a romanceable option, but I wanted to mention in this personal stuff, like the personal facts and biographies, under family, it has the sole survivor as a significant other, which I find to be funny. Especially if you have someone, especially if you're going to Piper stuff where it shows that her family is Nat, which is her sister, and then the sole survivor as a significant other. Like, she's now all of a sudden a part of the family. Well, I say she because I play as a female a lot, but I just find it funny that it's like, now you're part of the family. Which, can you imagine if that was like a real thing? Like after you romance them, or I guess after you romance Piper's like, come with me, I wanna do something. And she takes you with her to like her public occurrences place, and she meets up with Nat, and it's like, hey, this is your sister's girlfriend or boyfriend. Which I guess that would make Nat your sister-in-law. I think that's how that works. Even though you guys aren't married, it would just be funny if like Piper's like, this is your sister or brother-in-law or whatever. I think that's how that works. This is weird because Nat is a kid. Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, it was just like a nice little funny thing I decided to point out, because it's so funny. Yeah, although I think, Preston's likes and dislikes are a lot more obvious. Offering to help during quests, sarcastic but not insulting dialogue options, helping settlers and other honest people, trying to get by, and recruiting supporters for the Minutemen. Weapon customization, he likes that. I don't know about... he also likes working with the railroad, which I guess makes sense because the railroad's a lot more honorable. Is that a... That's just... he loves agreeing to help settlements under Minuteman protection. He loves convincing Mama Murphy. He loves it when you convince Mama Murphy to stop taking chems. Requires a very difficult speech check. Yeah, he's overall a morally good character. Which is also why I like Piper so much. Dislikes asking money for doing favors and cannibalism. Obviously, giving chems to Mama Murphy. He hates murder and stealing. He hates destroying the railroad. And it says here he hates destroying the Institute without issuing an evacuation order. But I didn't notice such a thing would happen. He also hates offering to help Ada in defeating the Mechanist, he doesn't hate it, he dislikes it, which is really weird. Killing Virgil, obviously, agreeing to replace Tech Disc with the Synth. Establishing radio settlements in the Commonwealth and collaring scavengers in Nuka World. So, yeah. Pretty straightforward with that one. Next is the most confusing companion ever, Strong. He can be found at Trinity Towers. Ask him to join after curtain call. Here's a doozy for you. 24 strength. Who fucking knew, right? 24 strength, 12 perception, 8 endurance, 1 charisma, 6 intelligence, which is fucking surprising, 18 agility, and 1 luck. His quest is Berserk, and he gives you meats. The Berserk quest is pretty good if you're doing a melee character. The player character deals 20% more melee damage if the number of hit points is below 25 of the original value. It's weird that it shows, it's weird that it says melee damage as an increase, because if you look at the, affinity, or if you look at the icon for the perk, the Vault Boy is holding a gun. Not sure why, but it does say that, in the description of or underneath as like the notes page of the perk, it does say that it does affect melee only. So yeah, now the reason Strong is confusing is because he makes no goddamn sense. Oh no, that's Trinity Tower. What? No, how did I get to Trinity Tower? Oh, it's because I tapped Trinity Tower, not Strong. He's confusing in his dislikes because, let's see. Even though he's confusing in his dislikes, he still has, like, a lot of these companions have, like, the least dislikes over likes. And Strong is still the same way. First of all, he's the only companion that likes cannibalism. Yeah. Likes killing enemies. This mainly is silent, but he will remark positive lines from time to time. But it is enough on its own to get his approval. Helping others, which is weird, because it doesn't say whether or not he likes murder. It doesn't say he likes murder, but he's confusing in his own right. Helping others, Radiant quests, mainly like Preston's repeating Radiant quests, he will like upon choosing the bottom dialogue. When accepting helping this way, this is a quick way to get his idolization of the helpful quest will be disliked. So it's pretty good if you're doing a Minuteman general, because he's the only one that likes helping settlers for whatever reason. He only likes helping settlers. Responding with urine luck, then teach a lesson when accepting kidnapping, Radiant quests from settlers. For some reason, he likes entering Covenant. Eating corpses with the cannibalism perks, he likes choosing the more abusive comments and confidence man, mostly towards Travis, threatening Scarlet to join Travis, which I don't know how that would work. Let's see what else. Aggressive dialogue choices. This mainly refers to unfriendly NPCs and will still quite often dislike sarcasm or negative responses. So basically being mean to those who are mean, which makes sense. Let's see. Let's see. He loves threats to Sinjin, killing Virgil, which makes sense. Not siding with Dark Chambers and Human Error, killing the Railroad, purchasing a mutant hound from Erickson, killing Machete Mike during Hull Reach after declining to sell the power tools to him. Yeah, sorry, I've been talking for so long. This is like the fourth or fifth video I've recorded, and I've been talking for an hour. So, if my voice sounds like it's giving way, that's why. Now, on to Strong's dislikes. Hopefully this fan isn't in the way. I should have mentioned that ahead of time. It should be fine. It's on the lowest setting. Dislikes: stealing. Just stealing as a whole. Pickpocketing, same as stealing. It lowers affinity by 1 point, but there are no notifications of it. Picking locks, entering power armor. He's the only one that dislikes entering power armor. Being nice to random people that aren't settlers. Boarding a vertibird that has been called in, or just boarding one, period, I'm pretty sure. Helping Virgil. Getting H222 to Ticonderoga. Will result in a dislike message whichever response is chosen. Hates collaring a super mutant in Nuka World. How the fuck does that happen? Okay. Mentioning to Myrna about not being a human. Avoiding violence when receiving Gabriel's recall code from X688 and synth retention. He is the worst companion to have. He is the most difficult one to have as a companion. So, now we move on to the final companion in this goddamn franchise. Or vanilla franchise, but not overall. This is the last of the not Piper in this. Preston Garvey was like the last romanceable option in this list, vanilla wise. There's still one more romanceable option, which I'll go over in the DLC portion, just so people who don't have DLCs can just leave if they want. So we move on to X688. I tapped on him for some stupid reason. Can you just imagine if X688 was a romanceable option? X688 can be found in the Institute, join the Institute, and complete Mankind Redefined. He is the only person that has more than one special stat that's over 10. I think. No, Dogmeat has one that's over 10. Never mind. 16 strength, 18 perception, 17 endurance, 8 charisma, 10 intelligence, 18 agility, and 8 luck. Why can't Piper have this stuff? Give her like 12 charisma since she's charismatic. No one has high charisma. No one has that high charisma. Piper is the only one with the highest charisma possible. And it's weird, given the fact that her perk is based around charisma. You would think, right? No. Shield Harmonix is his perk. He doesn't have a personal quest, and he gives you fusion cells. Shield Harmonix, I think, gives you plus 20 energy resistance. This perk stacks with the Refractor perk, giving 70 points of energy resistance without armor or clothing. That's a pretty straightforward perk. And apparently for all you Star Trek fans, the title of the perk is a reference to the concept of the same name in Star Trek The Next Generation. So if you're a Star Trek fan, there you go. I don't want anyone typing in the comments like, oh, you don't get it? I'm not a Star Trek fan, so sorry, I don't get it. X688 is the only person who can follow the Soul Survivor in and out of the Institute, and is the only companion who dislikes the Soul Survivor not wearing any clothes. So, yeah. There's just a little fun fact there for you. He likes when a suit of power armor is entered, assisting Institute scientists. He's the only person that agrees with helping the Institute, really. Except, obviously, all of the Automatron stuff, but I'll get to them in a moment. When wearing a suit of power armor is entered, helping Institute scientists, hacking computer terminals, modifying armor and weapons, speech success, that is a weird sentence. Successful speech checks, which yields more caps, using threatening dialogues, not killing Virgil in a loose end because he is an Institute scientist. Saving synth art when confronted by human art. Yeah. And then obviously turning Acadia into the Institute. Yeah. Dislikes selflessly helping others in the Commonwealth, walking around unclothed, being in Diamond City. I never noticed that. Apparently he hates being in Diamond City. Entering vertebrates using chems as well as chem addiction, and donating items, trading items with sellers does not count. Complimenting Magnolia, which sucks because I've never actually romanced Magnolia. That's the one thing every person does at least once in Fallout, and I have never done that. Even though I love her music, and Linda Carter's voice acting in this game is phenomenal, I have not romanced Magnolia at all. So yeah, hates Killing Dance, just hates going against the Institute as a whole, such as giving Sturgis the holotape. I don't know why just Sturgis. It doesn't show anything for Teak or Tom. He has like a pretty short list of dislikes. To put into perspective, you can actually see the word dislikes. Hold on. You can actually see dislikes and hates all in one. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying he's the only one, but that's the only time I noticed. So yeah. So he's pretty much Institute through and through. So yeah. So that is the end of Fallout 4, the Fallout 4 companions without the DLCs. So if you don't have all the DLCs and you don't want to know about the DLC companions, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, bell notifications, all of that. See you later. Or if you just don't care about the DLC stuff as a whole, or if you have all of the DLCs like I do, then I would go over all of the likes and dislikes, personal quest stuff if they have it, all the usual stuff if they have it. And yeah, so these ones are really weird. These first two are really weird. Ada, near Watts Consumer Electronics, but ends up in Red Rocket Truck Stop. You have to complete Mechanical Menace. She has 9 strength, 5 perception, 1 endurance, 1 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, and 1 luck. It says here that her hit points are variable, which is dependent on how you modify her or not. She's involved in the Automatron quest line. She doesn't give you any perks. She is not romanceable. She gives you junk items, possible radiant quests, and steel-owned items may upgrade to hack or lockpick. And same thing goes with the craftable Automatrons. Ada doesn't have a like or dislike, so this is like by far the most boring companion of all time. So yeah, the Automatrons that you make can be found in any settlement. Must be built at a robot workbench, has 9 strength, 5 perception, and 10 agility. zeros, and everything else. Again, hit points are variable, gave you junk items, and may upgrade or hack or lockpick. And just like Ada doesn't really have likes or dislikes, so this is the worst. Companion-wise, this is the worst DLC to have. The Vault-Tec Workshop is also the worst one to have, but whatever. That's something different. Next, we have Old Longfellow, which is the only companion I haven't used properly. I've used him, but just not like as proper as can be. You have to complete Walk the Plank. He has 5 strength, 7 perception, 7 endurance, 7 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, and 7 luck. His hit points doesn't show up here. It's just a question mark on it. He has a personal quest called Shipbreaker, but I've noticed that like you don't need to romance, or you don't need to. Oh, he's not romanceable, by the way. I should have just said. You don't have to reach max affinity with him to get it. It just appears anyways. So, yeah, he has a perk called Hunter's Wisdom, which the damage resistance and energy resistance of animals and sea creatures is reduced by 25%. So basically, you do more damage. No, that doesn't work. You do more damage and energy damage to sea animals. Oh, of animals and sea creatures. So it makes it a lot more useful than I thought it was. I thought it was just like sea creatures, which would be Mirelurks, Gulpers, Anglers, and Fog Crawlers. Pretty much it. So basically, Mirelurks, and then like the rest of the new enemies in fucking Far Harbor. Which is weird. This, while Far Harbor is my favorite DLC, I still have yet to use Old Longfellow properly. His likes and dislikes, oh shit, not the last plank, are pretty confusing. Oh shit. God dang it. I first tapped the last plank, and then I tapped the link to give me information on the Far Harbor DLC. I am fucking up right now. Yeah. See, he's not romanceable because he had a wife at the time, and he had an unborn child. He likes drinking alcohol except beer, which case he doesn't care. Asking for more reward money, stopping Mama Murphy from using chems, healing dog meat. Let's see. Accepting Minuteman quests to help settlements. So I think he likes joining the Minutemen. I'm not sure. A lot of these are obviously Far Harbor stuff, because that's what he's a part of. So yeah, he loves destroying the nucleus, or telling Demon to destroy the nucleus, telling Demon that the Soul Survivor intends to protect Far Harbor, agreeing to replace High Confessor Tectus with a synth, choosing the sarcastic option when telling Grand Zealot Richter about Gwyneth at the end of The Heretic, telling Brother Devon that Adam doesn't exist, choosing attack him option when in dialogue with Tectus near the end of Reformation quest. Yeah. Dislikes. Again, pretty confusing stuff. He likes beer, asking for more money, doing good things, doing various. He's basically if Kate was nice, and hated chems or disliked chems altogether. Which is confusing, but whatever. Dislike stealing, using chems, murdering non-hostile people. Should just say murder in general. Cannibalism. Murdering Machete Mike, because in case you guys don't know, he is somehow linked to the Far Harbor place. Let's see. hates choosing condemn him when confronting Initiate Clark during duty or dishonor, agreeing to send Malcolm victims at Echo Lake Lumber, joining the Children of Adam, or the Church of the Children of Adam, saying glory to Adam to Grand Zealot Richter when reporting back to the Heretic Quest, rendering Far Harbor defenseless by using the Wind Farm kill switch, which turns him hostile and can be killed. Suggesting Dima to destroy Far Harbor using the Wind Farm kill switch, telling Dima that he did the right thing during the quest the way life should be, and then raiding settlements. So he's basically like almost like a nice Kate. Which is fine, but I'll just stick with Piper. Piper is a lot better. Next, finally, we have the last of the whole romanceable options. We even have the person who I think is worse than Kate. Porter Gage, which sucks because Nuka World is slowly becoming my favorite DLC of all time for this game. But whatever. Porter Gage can be found at Fizz Top Grill when not sent to a settlement. Complete an ambitious plan. Has 7 strength, 9 perception, 7 endurance, 6 charisma, 6 intelligence, 8 agility, and 7 luck. Just like old Longfellow, hit points don't show up. I didn't do hit points because it doesn't matter, in my opinion. He has lessons in blood, and he is a limited merchant when in Nuka World. Keep that in mind. Lessons in blood. The character gains plus 5% more XP per kill and plus 10 damage resistance. Please note that the damage resistance applies to not only ballistic damage resistance, but also energy resistance as well. This is not specified in the perks description in-game. So yeah, what sucks is that as much as I hate him, his perk is pretty useful. So yeah, he is a romanceable option, which okay. I don't like it, but whatever, you know. He is a merchant, but only if you're in Nuka Town. Now, let's see what he likes and dislikes. You guys will slowly understand why I dislike him if it wasn't obvious by the fact that I like Piper a lot more than I like this fucker. Or if I call Piper a goddess, that means you guys may understand why I hate Porter Gage. He likes picking locks, stealing, modifying weapons, building settlements, refusing settler radiant quests, murdering innocents in the presence of moral companions, choosing more violent dialogue choices, asking for more money, sarcastic dialogue choices. He's also confusing. I'll go over in a moment why. Loves telling Elder Maxon I don't care when first meeting him, refusing to join the Brotherhood of Steel, agreeing to kill Dance with pleasure, selling Peabody family into slavery, and basically just helping out raiders. He dislikes using chems, drinking alcohol, choosing more friendly dialogue choices, convincing Bobby knows to leave Hancock's stronghold, joining the Minutemen, telling Elder Maxon I can see that when first meeting him. This is what he hates. Telling Bullet that Billy stays with me, joining the Brotherhood of Steel at the end of Call to Arms, assisting settlement during Radiant quests from Preston Garvey or via Radio Freedom, and killing any member of any allied raider faction. And his likes and dislikes are so goddamn short that you can actually see the entire list of what he likes and don't likes in one screen. It is ridiculous. Well, at least on this tablet you can. It is fucking ridiculous. Now, why don't I like Porter Gage? Well, aside from the fact that he's mean, let's take a look at some of the stuff. I'm going to go over all the stuff he likes, just because it's pretty short. I thought it'd be a bit longer. So, likes. Picking locks, stealing, modifying weapons, building settlements, refusing settler radiant quests, murdering innocents in the presence of moral companions, so Piper, Nick, all that. Using robotics expert option on Sheriff Hawk or Sheriff Eagle, choosing more violent dialogue options, asking for more money, sarcastic dialogue choices, building artillery at the castle during the Minutemen storyline. Right? Because that's something that a raider would definitely be fine with, is building on a Minutemen settlement. Who knew, right? Who knew? Let's see. Killing several enemies in succession does not have to be violent. Killing the synth escapees during the Battle of Bunker Hill. Killing X418 during the Battle of Bunker Hill. Blowing up the Pridwin during With Our Powers Combined. Wiping out, again, helping the Minutemen. Wiping out the railroad. Killing the synth during synth retention, taking the pristine Deathclaw egg from its nest in the quest the Devils do after returning it, playing along with Sheriff Hawk, or telling him that he is a dumb robot when confronted in Dry Rock Gulch, completing the faction leader Radiant quests each subsequent time after the first for each Raider faction in Nuka World, asking the Giddy Up Kid to skip his request or play along with him, ask One-Eyed Ike to skip his challenge, saying he will kill all robots to Sheriff Eagle after killing the Bloodworm Queen. Now, the reason I don't like him is because he's very undecisive with this stuff. Like, he hates joining the Minutemen, but yet he likes helping in some case. He likes siding with them, such as building the artillery at the castle, not in overall. He also says he dislikes, I could have sworn I saw somewhere that he hates, building on Minutemen settlements, but I can't find it anywhere. Yeah, he loves telling Elder Maxon, I don't care, when first meeting him, refusing to join the Brotherhood of Steel when asked by Paladin Dance. Again, random shit, but whatever. Agreeing to execute Dance with pleasure at the beginning of Blind Betrayal, selling the Peabody family into slavery during Kid in a Fridge, turning down Gabriel's bribe during Sense Retention by saying, hell no, I think I'll just take what I want, complaining power play after restoring Nuka World, all this stuff doesn't really matter, telling Shank, let's get started during Home Sweet Home, killing the Hubologist inside the UFO, the spinning UFO during Trip to the Stars, completing each of the different radio quests by the Nuka faction leaders for the first time in Nuka World, enslaving and killing raiders when doing missions for the raider leaders, convincing nearby settlements by force to supply your raider outpost. Yeah, so he's pretty confusing in his stuff. Dislikes chems, alcohol, choosing more friendly dialogue options, convincing Bobby No-Nos to leave Hancock's stronghold, speaking as the Silver Shroud, joining the Minutemen. He doesn't say what he feels about joining the railroad or the Institute. I don't think he cares. Returning the pristine Deathclaw egg to its nest instead of selling it in the Devil's Due. What's weird about it is he dislikes returning it, but then likes stealing it immediately after returning it, so that one's pretty useless. Assisting X688 in retrieving the synth during synth retention and reasoning with Oswald the Outrageous. He hates telling Elder Maxon, I can see that, when first meeting him, giving the Vault 81 cure to Austin Angle at the end of Hole in the Wall, telling Bullet that Billy stays with me, telling Bullet that the Peabody family is under the Soul Survivors' protection, joining the Brotherhood of Steel, assisting settlements during Radiant Quest from Preston Garvey or via Radio of Freedom, and killing the member of any allied Raider faction. Yeah, he's fucking confusing. Yeah, so that is all 12, I think, of the, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Oh yeah, 13. The base game has 13 companions. 2 more are available with the Automatron add-on, 1 more with the Far Harbor add-on, and 1 with the Nuka War. So you have around 13, 14, 15, 16 of the normal companions, if we're not including the buildable Automatrons, which can add more onto that. And there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 romanceable options. Of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have personal quests. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have different abilities, stuff that they can do, such as lockpicking, stealing, hacking, and all that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 give you gifts. Gifts. So, yeah. This was a long ass video. I didn't expect it would be this long, but here we are. My throat is fucking killing me. So, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna do something. I need a break from this. My throat is killing me. But I really need to do all the magazines, so I'll get around to that in a later video. Who knows, maybe tomorrow or something if I'm able to. Yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. It is a long one. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Hopefully this helps. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. And I hope this gets some views, because if this doesn't get any views, I'm going to be so pissed. Because this is... I got excited. Oh, and there's a bunch of different temporary companions. If you want, I can go over the general behavior of these different... Hold on. I guess not all romanceable companions hate flirting with other romanceable, or hate... I think 2 of the romanceable options in this game don't hate romance or flirting with other people if you're in a romance with them. Who knew? There's a lot of grays here. That is ridiculous. Yeah. If what I find to be funny is looking at all of these. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that a lot of Piper's and Nick's stuff are exactly the same. It is pretty hilarious. Yeah. I'm gonna go lay down. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. For some reason, if you did, leave a comment down below your favorite companion and why. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification to be notified as to when I upload, because I don't have a schedule. Yeah, I'm gonna drink lots of water. I'm trying to get my voice back. Loser Manic out.